Alright guys, what is up? Today I am going to do a little bit different of a video from what I normally do. Everything up until now is pretty much all gaming content, some product reviews on some of the gaming stuff I've gotten, like my microphone and my lights here. But this is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be a little bit more motivational in a time where, we're dealing with the coronavirus, obviously. I want to warn you. This is going to be my one and only coronavirus video, okay? I don't want to, personally, I don't want to feed into the coronavirus any more than we already have fed into it. So this will be the one and only, but I do feel like we do need a little bit of positivity, a little bit of motivation and inspiration in this pretty crap time right now. There's a reason why my tag name is Shit Just Works on YouTube. This account is Shit Just Works, and my tag name on, Xbox and pretty much everything else is Shit Just Works. That's a video for another time. But it does have to do with the fact that all my gaming content that I create, I want to somehow, some way motivate people. I know it's gaming, so it's just, having fun, screwing around, playing some video games. But I do want to be as motivational and inspiring as I possibly can be. So if you are coming back from watching some gaming content from before, welcome back. If you are new, my name is Justin, also known as Shit Just Works. If you are looking for a silver lining in this shitstorm of negativity right now with COVID-19 and everything going on, you are definitely in the right place, because that's what we're going to be going over today. But before we get into everything, I do want to pose one question. So if you guys want, put your answers and your thoughts in the comments below. What are you doing to stay sane in everything that's happening right now as a gamer? So don't just put, I'm playing video games. Well, of course you are. Video games are keeping me sane too. But what games are you playing? Are you just playing one game all day? Are you finding that you have to switch back and forth because you want to kill yourself after you've played League of Legends for way too long? Let me know. Put your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, before we get into this, I do want to preface this entire conversation by saying I in no means want to diminish the seriousness that is COVID-19 right now. My heart truly 100% goes out to anybody or any families that have been affected by this virus, that might be sick, that might be in the hospital, or that have lost a loved one due to COVID-19. I myself am staying home as much as possible. I am so lucky to feel 100% healthy. I feel awesome. And I am trying to, the only time I do go out is I go over to my father's house. He has a gym in the basement. I work out, I come back home, and that's it. And even working out, I'm working out alone right now. So overall, yeah, this sucks. It's a pretty hard time. I tend to look at the positive and the bright side of things. So you say quarantine and pandemic. I say opportunity and freedom. Also, just a heads up, the most important idea is at the end of this video. I'm going to give you a little piece of advice that honestly, if you don't get that piece of advice, then the rest of this video is 100% useless. All right, so we're going to go over basically various situations that people could be in right now as far as their employment, because obviously the biggest hit right now is employment or being sick, right? As far as people's personal situations or their personal lives. So we have people that, I'm going to go over all of them right now, and then we'll go over them one by one. So you have people that were laid off or quit without receiving unemployment. You have people that are laid off receiving unemployment. You have people on sick leave or receiving TDI for the time being. You have people that are currently reduced to part-time, or maybe they were working part-time all along, I don't know. And you have the lucky folks who are still 100% full-time employed. Now, I myself, I'm not gonna lie, I fall into the laid off with unemployment right now, and I'm not happy about it. A lot happened in my life earlier this year that I ended up having to close down a business with my father, and I was only on unemployment for 1 week before I found a job. I can't sit still. This case is a little bit different. I can't really find that good job now that I'm unemployed, job seeking. Plus, I know that the job that just laid me off, I will be going back there once everything is said and done, and I absolutely love working there as well, so there's no reason for me to really worry about finding another job right now. And with that said, that category specifically, when we go over it, has two different parts. One is you were laid off and you're pretty sure you're not going to get your job back, and the other is you were laid off and you're pretty sure you are going to get your job back. All right, so first we have laid off or quit without unemployment. And honestly, if you are a gamer in this situation, I'm not going to lie, this is probably the worst situation to be in. But if you are in this situation, it was probably because you were either getting paid under the table, you were working 1099, or you didn't like your job in the first place. Take this opportunity to find what it is you are passionate about. If you are in this position, my guess is that most people are in this position because they have no idea really truly what they want to do. You're probably younger as well. So definitely take this opportunity to find out what it is you're passionate about. Obviously, you can invest time into content creation and streaming. You have plenty of time on your hands now. What I will say is I never want to encourage people to sit on their butt. Even now, even though I'm making content, I have a hard time sitting in one spot. If I don't have a full-time job, like getting on a W-2, it feels kind of weird for me. I do want to encourage people to go out and help be a part of the solution right now, and that is go find a part-time job at somewhere that needs you, one of the essential businesses out there. So as an example, there are two right now, Walmart and Amazon, that have released statements saying they need to hire a ton of people. Amazon in particular was 100,000 employees they're looking for, varying between warehouse, delivery drivers, etc., etc. So go out there, at least get a part-time job, do that, help the community, help get people's food delivered, help the warehouses store extra food and take in all the shipments of tons of food and apparently toilet paper that we're going to need right now. If you are interested in Walmart or Amazon, there's two links below, one to the Wall Street Journal, one to Business Insider on those articles about them needing more employees and hiring. And I believe there's also links in those articles to direct you to apply for those jobs as well. Beyond that, get on the gaming content. Don't just apply and wait. Get on the gaming content. Start playing, start streaming, start editing. Get on that content. Get it pushed out there. You got plenty of time. And as with any other of these categories, doesn't matter what you're doing, find a way to work out. Hit somebody else's gym up that they might have in their basement, like I'm lucky enough to have. Or if you don't have that, run around your block, go into your garage, do some push-ups, whatever it is you got to do to stay healthy. All right, so now let's say you are laid off and you are receiving unemployment. So there's two spots here. One is you're probably not going to get your job back. One is you probably are. If you even think for a moment that you probably won't be getting your job back, it's probably because you won't be getting your job back. You wouldn't be thinking that otherwise. And if that's the case, again, it's probably because you didn't like working there in the first place. So if that is the case, you're going to be in the same spot as, people who are quit or previously getting paid under the table or doing whatever. You're going to need to find what you're passionate about. And that's honestly, listen, that's a whole nother video to talk about that and to figure out, nobody can truly figure that out in any one specific way, right? But you do now have more time to go ahead and try to go after what it is you love to do. And if it is gaming, then focus 100% hardcore on that right now. Get to it. If you are concerned, because obviously this is hard. I mean, creating content, building a YouTube channel, building a stream, building a Twitch account, Mixer, whatever it is you might be on, it's not easy. So it might take longer than the 3 months that we're going to be under quarantine. You're not going to be able to do this all in 3 months and all of a sudden you don't need a job. So I would still recommend applying for other places while you're doing this on the side. Look for other full-time jobs. That way, once you do establish your content creation, by the time the quarantine's over, you have a job, you're getting back out there, you're still making money, you're still able to provide for yourself. But now you started this nice little, content gaming creation on the side. If you know that your job is secure, or you're pretty sure, you don't know 100%, but you're at least pretty sure, you don't have doubts that, they're probably not going to take you back, get to gaming. Do it up. Create content. Make videos. Stream. Do all that good stuff. You are golden. And again, as with every category, make sure you're hitting that gym or whatever area you got and are trying to stay healthy. So another category is sick leave or TDI. This is kind of the same as getting laid off with unemployment. You're just getting paid a little bit differently. And unfortunately, you may have the coronavirus. And if that's the case, obviously, number one priority is focus on getting better. But if you're like me, when you have a cold or something, you're probably still playing video games, whether it's work or not. You're probably still playing video games. And I know most people can play video games with, a slight cold or something like that. So if you are in a position where you feel at least okay enough to get online, stream, create content, definitely do it. Nobody's going to catch the coronavirus when you're, online. Nobody can catch it virtually, right? So perfect time to go ahead, get out there. Everybody is turning to streaming and doing things from their house right now. This is a perfect time to do so. Next up is part-time. So let's say you were working full-time, you're reduced to part-time, or if you were just part-time this whole time, well, what were you waiting for? You should have been doing this from the first place. But if you were reduced to part-time, get to working. Get on that content creation. Get on that YouTube channel that you've always been putting off, that you wanted to make, 6 months ago. Get on creating that Twitch account and getting to streaming. Get on all that stuff. You have the time now. And as we're going to go over in a second, you have more of an advantage now than you ever had in the past. Or maybe not ever, but pretty big advantage compared to a lot of other events or things that may have happened in the past. So get on that. And again, make sure you're working out, you're doing something to stay healthy. And more importantly, also, I haven't even mentioned this yet in the entire video, are eating healthy. Do not let that couch call your name with those Oreos. All right, and finally is if you are still working and you are lucky enough to still be working full-time right now, and I say that 100% unsarcastically, you are really lucky. You really are. And there's a lot of people right now that wish they were working that aren't. There's a, excuse me, a $2 trillion, or I think it was I don't know. I lost count of how many trillions it is, but a package that the government is putting together to basically pay Americans, checks out in the mail because of how bad of an economical situation we're in right now. So be thankful that you are employed full-time if that is your current situation. So it's a little bit of a sticky situation if you're employed full-time and you're a gamer and you still want to go after this. Firstly, I would say invest as much time at your employer as you can. If your employer is an essential business and is needing help with things, like let's say for an example, you're working at a trucking or a logistics company and they supply food to the supermarkets. That's a company that's probably going to give you overtime right now. So keep that in mind. Volunteer, get the overtime, work harder, be a good employee, help, again, be a part of the solution, not the problem, and go from there. Now, let's say you can't get overtime or, you're putting in 10 hours of overtime. There's still plenty of other hours in the week. If there was ever a time to burn the midnight oil, it's now. It's 100% now. You should be getting home, showering, sitting at the computer, creating that content, going ahead, putting that Twitch stream on, streaming every time you play. There's no reason that when you're playing a video game, you shouldn't be pressing record. With that said, the reason why there's no time better than now to burn the midnight oil, the viewership on multiple online platforms is up, all right? On YouTube Gaming, on Twitch. I mean, hell, this is non-related, but Netflix obviously is probably going through the roof right now. I didn't even look up Netflix.
We now return to two lame chicks on vacation in Mexico.
You okay?
Yeah, babe.
I gotta pee, but I don't want to move. I'm so comfortable right now.
But I do have a couple articles in the description below if you want to go ahead and check them out. They basically say that Twitch, as an example, at the time of the article was up 10% in viewership, and YouTube Gaming was up 15%. I also saw another article somewhere that YouTube activity in general, not just YouTube Gaming, was up 60%. So there's a lot of people that are on the web right now that would have not been on the web if everybody was working, right? On top of that, I think actually during our podcast, myself and Roughhouse Plays, we had a podcast. It's called Game Wild. Check it out. Link also in the description below. And we went over the fact that Stream, this was this past Monday it released. This past Friday on Steam, I think I said Stream, ignore that. On Steam, they had 21 million concurrent users on Friday. And that was a record for Steam ever. That's saying something. Steam's been around for a while. And, obviously they're still gaining users, but I can't imagine there was never another time where that many people were online. But there really was the most people ever on Steam online. This is an unprecedented opportunity for people to be making video games, making video game content, making YouTube channels based on video games, Twitch, streaming, Mixer, streaming. Like, this is the time to bust your ass. So if you're working full time, make sure your employer's set, then get out of there and focus on your gaming content creation. All right, so those are the different situations people can be in. And as you can see, I am right with everybody as being in one of those situations as well. And I am trying to make the best out of it. Again, everybody, I plead, stay positive. But I do want to give you a disclaimer. I by no means in this video am saying, all right, now is the time, everybody. We're going to make a ton of money off of the coronavirus. No. There is enough people right now buying all the toilet paper out of BJ's to go price gouge people than we need. So we do not need to be a part of the problem. Again, I can't stress this enough. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. What I am saying is something that is no different from most other, how to get views on YouTube videos, the good ones anyways. This is not new. And what I am saying is creating content and creating especially viral content that people are going to click and going to watch and going to like rides trends. Right now, there's the coronavirus trend, and there's two different ways you can ride a trend. You can either create more information about it, which unfortunately there's a lot of people doing that in a negative way, kind of stirring the pot, so to speak, and making bad news about the coronavirus and posting it up on YouTube. There's actually a couple articles about that online as well. That is definitely not what we want to do. You could make positive content about the coronavirus. Me personally, I don't want to feed into it any more than everybody already is, so I'm not going to go that route. You utilize a certain event, a catalyst, so to speak. They also use this in the stock market, to your advantage. And this catalyst right now is the fact that the coronavirus is causing a huge uptrend in online activity and views and viewership across all streaming platforms. This is what you want to do. This is why this is such a perfect time right now, that if you have not gotten into gaming or content creation, this is the time to do it. And I promise it will help keep you sane in a time that, listen, I know a lot of you are probably looking for stuff to do. We have enough. Listen, I don't need any more couples horse challenges to look at. Please, again, be a part of the solution. Make content that we can watch that's valuable. I don't want to watch another horse video. All right, last but not least, that piece of advice I mentioned in the beginning, and it is zero of what I am saying translates into you should go home and sit on your couch and play video games all day. That is not what I mean. This entails maybe a third of the time you're playing video games, and probably less if you're doing it right? You should be teaching yourself how to edit. You should be creating content. You should be getting out there in the community and, just talking with people, networking, meeting people online, on Facebook, on Twitter. And most importantly, you should be getting your name out there and promoting yourself, which again also involves getting involved in the community. So please, if there is anything you take away from this video, please let it be that. If you are serious about gaming content creation or being a streamer, now is a great time to do it. But that does not just mean sit on your butt at home and play video games. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. I truly hope that you are all healthy and happy in these incredibly unique, it's like a PC way of saying fucked up and times. But as always, stay healthy, stay positive. I hope shit just works for you, and peace out.